Hello everyone, it's Uncle Bob back to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the FansHobby take on the Armada Requiem Blaster. So before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below which video, what else would you like to see in a video. And I'm also trying to hit 500 subs by the end of March, so please help me do that. So, on to the figures. So here we have Payload, Skyblast, and Astroscope as he decides to fall over in their respective alt modes, and they look, pretty good together. And sorry if you hear my cat, she is playing with her spring. Always when I'm recording. So, but let's take a quick look at Payload. So, getting a lot of nice paint on him, if this will focus. Get the nice silver. Get the cockpit done in mostly yellow. That's the word color. Get the nice orange up here. The rims are picked out in silver, which is nice. Other than that, not too much paint. Got some silver back here. So, and he does roll on this surface not very well. But yeah, oh well. But here's a quick comparison of his Armada counterpart. So you can see what they changed and everything and what they were trying to go for. So yeah, I think they did pretty good. Don't know about you, but yeah, I think they did good. And for Astroscope. Now, the one improvement I can say is they actually gave him some head articulation so you can turn around his head. So, get these kind of lavender for the satellites. I kind of wish these were done in like a silver or something. Would make more sense, but oh well. Then you get the green. You get the firing missile right up here. So, yeah. And here we have the original Astroscope. So, you can see, yeah, he's pretty much just poking his head out, which I guess I can agree with MGO that the head doesn't look too much like a head unless you know what you're looking for. So, but yeah, you can see that they kept, yeah, this one's a more dull, and I still would have liked that to be silver. So, but there is that, and here we have Skyblast. So, not too much difference. The one improvement I can say is this hand thruster doesn't stick out as far as the original, so that's nice. And you get some nice painted detail right up there. So, yeah. And here we have the original, which this one actually had a cockpit. This one doesn't. So, but oh well. There's that. So, there's, and like I said, you can see, I don't know how you can see, but yeah, this sticks out a lot. This sticks out a lot more than this one. So, but yeah, not too shabby. And for a real quick size comparison, there's our favorite little bartender. So, yeah. Now, they do have mini COM ports on their respective alt modes that they can still plug onto your Armada characters, the FansHobby people. So, yeah. But anyways, enough about their alt mode. So let's get down to transformation. So, I'm going to start off with Payload. So first things first, you want to take his waist, rotate it 180. Split the legs, come back here and bring this piece down. Then you can bring down his arms and bring down this piece and slide it back. And there you go. There you have Payload in his robot mode and close up on that head sculpt. So get that nice silver for the face, red for the, or not red, yellow for the eyes. It looks pretty good. And pretty much everything else other than the crotch that we have seen in alt mode. As far as articulation, he gets a head swivel 360. That's it for the head. Arms on a ball joint, so you get the full 360. They can only move out that far. You get a little bit of a butterfly thanks to the, play on the ball joint. You get 90 degrees of elbow bends. Get the arms out of the way. You get a waist rotation. Legs move forward that far. Those are some big feet. Back that far. Can't quite do the full splits, but you get a 90-degree knee bend. So there is that. The only concern I would have is the paint under here maybe scratching, but there might be just enough room to where it shouldn't scratch. So, let's set him off to the side and let's do Skyblast. So his is just a little bit different than the original. So what you want to start off by doing is splitting the legs, bringing them down, and then rotating them. Doesn't matter which way, in my opinion. But, well, in this case it does, because he actually has some knee articulation. Then just bring those down. You don't actually compress these. They did not design it that way. but rotate this arm 180, bring it down, bring this one up so you can bring it down. Then you want to bring up the head, which they did change on this one. Instead of it flipping out, they just slide out. And there you go. There you have Skyblast in his robot mode. Take a quick look at that face sculpt. So get the silver and yellow. Looks good. So as far as articulation, both arms get the full 360. They can move in and out. No bicep rotation, but you get 90 degrees of elbow bend for both sides. Even though it looks like this one shouldn't, it does get the full 90 if this would stay focused. You get a kind of a waist rotation. It's more of a half torso rotation. You get a backwards ab crunch. Legs move forward that far, back that far. Ooh, that's the first time I've done that. Oops. Can almost do the full splits. You get about, I would say, 10 degrees of knee bend. So, not the most posable of them, but definitely the most unique looking. So, let's set him off to the side and our final buddy. So, to start off with, close up the satellite dishes and, wow, not satellite. You know what those are. Then bring down the arms, especially this arm. Bring down the arm, flip up the head, then hold on to the arm and rotate the chest up. Do the same thing for this side. And if you rotated the head for all mode, rotate it around. There you go. There you have Astroscope in his robot mode, and it looks very nice. Looks pretty clean. Close up on that head sculpt. So get the tri-eyes with the one big ear, one small ear. So that looks good in robot mode. I do like the purple that they use for the feet. So articulation-wise, get the full 360. Arms can move out at a weird angle, but, considering how he looks, I think that's passable. Full 360. You get 90 degrees on this arm. This arm, you just get the 360 and in and out. You get a waist rotation. Legs move forward that far. Back. Oop. Don't turn the waist. That far. That's as far as you get as well. And no articulation at the knees just because of how the legs come together. So, oh well. But yeah, overall these guys do look good together. Assuming Astroscope will stand for me, please. There we go. But anyways, real quick size comparisons. Here we have our favorite little bartender Swerve, so you can see that they're, still somewhat small, Astroscope being the biggest. So, but how do they fare up with their little guys, or the counterparts? So, here we have a Payload with Payload, and now I'm going to see if I can get these guys to stand up for me. So, yeah, they look about the same, different head sculpts, but they look good together. So, set him back there. And then we have Skyblast with Skyblast. And the one thing I did wish that they kept with the Skyblast is the paint right here. That looks really good, but, looks decent enough. And I did forget to mention that his articulation, his head does do a full 360 as well. So, there is that. And here we have Astroscope with Astroscope. So, yeah, I do like how on this one the chest looks a little bit more complete. But honestly, I think the asymmetrical goes well with Astroscope, in my opinion. So, now, what can these guys do besides this? Well, they can combine to form the Requiem Blaster. So, the best way to start off with is in their omelet. So, just give me 1 second. Alright, got everyone back in their all modes with a slight camera readjustment. So, to get started, let's start with from the back and work our way up front. So, bring up this red section about 90 degrees, so that way you can push the handle all the way around. Then just put it right back where it was. Then take the legs, bend them at the knee, then bring them down slightly at the hip, and you'll see why later. So, set him off to the side. Come to Skyblast. Bring up his the nose cone and set him off to the side. For Astroscope, you do want to collapse the legs together. I did not do that because there would have been no point, in my opinion, just to recollapse them. But go ahead and bend the arm 90 degrees and start combining. So take Astroscope and Skyblast, lock them together, and it's a pretty good connection. Then you got these two ports two tabs right there that will go into those two ports right there. So, and then this longer one will just sit right in front of the silver, which I do question the longevity of, just because depending on how much you actually combine these guys. So just get that all situated. There we go. Then on Payload, you got this port right in there that go into the minicom peg, and I've not found a good way to hold it while you're doing it. So just pray. That's the best way I know how. Just pray it does not collapse. There we go. There you go. There you have the Requiem Blaster all combined up. Now it does have the firing missile. Fires a decent way. I'm glad that you didn't do what they did with their overload, because I still can't get the one to stay in. But speaking of overload, let's bring him in for our modeling gig. So just give me 1 second to raise up the camera. Hi there, big boy. All right. So they still do use this the amazing slider system. So you just want to go ahead and slide. You would slide this into his hand, but as you can see, his forearms are too big. So what do you do in this case? Well, FansHobby thought of everything. You can take this, untap it, you can bring it around, and it will go between the two legs. So just go ahead and bring this back, split this so that way this can go right on in. Then recombine it. Recombine. Why aren't you doing that? Yeah, come on. That's why. Okay. Then just make sure everything gets tapped back in. I said make sure everything gets tapped back in. And, well, okay, it's not going to stay tabbed in. But there you go. Now he can hold it just fine. So, yeah, a little bit droopage just because I don't have stuff connected up here and whatnot. So, but yeah, looks good. So I'm just going to take him out for right now so I can show you the comparison between this Requiem Blaster and the original. So here we have the original, and the weak point really was this joint right here, at least on mine. This whole connection worked pretty decently, so that one come apart. So you can see what they did, what they changed, what they kept. So now the cool thing on this one is if you rotate Astroscope's legs, you can flare them out a little bit, and he can form a bipod. And if you wanted to, for some reason, flip up his head as a scope, that's just mean, in my opinion. So, but the really cool thing is they still kept the minicom peg for Cometer. Now, he doesn't attach, you got to have him in this configuration where the wheels are all up, and he will just attach backwards. So, my thinking was they designed this team to have 4 in mind, but they wanted to keep it in original with the the 3 teams, so they decided to scrap it and gave Cometer to Jetfire, because he fits so well with the thing. Like, seriously, folks, a Mars rover with all this, yeah. And you cannot tell me that this random minicom peg was accidental or whatever, when no other minicon really had another minicon peg, much of them. So, but yeah. So overall, I really do like this set. It's definitely more solid than their race team. I don't have their Saber team just because I'm waiting for a solid plastic one. So yeah, but here's hoping that they do Armada Perceptor next. That one, that one's gonna be good. So, but I think that's about it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and stay tuned for more video reviews.